My son got shot twice. My son ran for his life. My son went to jail. If my son didn't have me as an example, imagine where he would be. My daughter graduated from high school. I didn't graduate from high school. I had him at 15. My daughter doesn't have any kids. Never had any STDs. By the time I was 19 years old, I had 2 kids from 2 different men. So what do we do to break that and to stop that? And I just feel like I'm a part of the answer, and you will be a part of the solution.
Well, thank you. And I am, first off, a lot to unpack what you just said there. And as you were talking, Stormy, I was thinking about there's so many similarities in how we came to where we are right now. And I'll start kind of back to front. I'm sorry, front to back. And what I mean by that is I'm honored to be with you. I'm honored to be able to work with you, because when our friend Andy told me about you in the very beginning, he said, you know, you got to check this lady out. She is unbelievably powerful. And take this the right way, I get a lot of that. I get people coming to me all the time. Andy doesn't. If Andy says something, I'm going to listen to him. But people approach me all the time, as you might imagine. You know, you got to see this person, you got to work with this person, you got to so on and so forth. So I did. So I checked you out. And the first thing that I got was your heart. And it was not about, you know, how much money you make or what you've done or all your accomplishments. I got your heart, that you were there to help people. And you sharing your story with you did really proves where it came from. And I saw that you got it. I had no idea the depth and the reach that you had when I started Googling you and researching you and looking at it. And I just thought, this is somebody that gets it and is giving back. I didn't know that we would work together. Because to be honest with you, I was in a real big hurry. As you know, as you've seen, my life is just
right.
boom, 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 one thing after another. Yes. But as I got to know who you were, and then talking to Andy, and he would tell me more and more about you, and I started to recognize, I thought, well, this is somebody, and it was just a feeling at first, this is somebody that I want to work with. And it's not about anything other than really giving back, because that's my calling in life, at the risk of sounding arrogant. I came from, as you mentioned before, when I was 17. And by the way, I had a great upbringing. I had a middle class, my father was military, and you know, we grew up as middle class as a black family could in those days because of the military. And we got stationed to different places, Hawaii and all those things and everything. And so I had a pretty good childhood, all the way up until I was 17 years old. And when I was 17, I was riding my motorcycle in a town called Bakersfield, a place called Bakersfield, not too far from here. And my motorcycle broke down. Right. And it was at 1 o'clock in the morning. I pulled into a gas station. I pushed my bike into the gas station to fix it. And out of nowhere, 3 grown men came and tried to take my life because of the color of my skin. And you talked about the voices that you had in my head. For years, I heard their voices. It gets me emotional now when I think about it. Wow. For years, I heard their voices, the things that they said to me, and as they beat me. And they were literally saying, you're going to die tonight. We're going to kill you tonight. And I kind of wedged myself in between the gas pumps in those days that, you know, you had to pump your own gas. And when I woke up in the back seat of the sheriff's car. Because what had happened, the gas station was closed. And the attendant came in the morning, I know this now, came in the morning to open the gas station up. And he saw me there, and he just called the police. And the police came and just assumed black young man here. And there's blood everywhere. I remember seeing my own blood from inside there. And I was bleeding internally. I still have a rib that's out of place now, that's to be with me the rest of my life, because you can't put a cast on your ribs, you know, and that's where they kicked me. And I woke up because the sheriff was shaking me, waking up and hitting me, telling me to wake up, because I don't know what they were thinking, but, you know, I was finally able to get out what had happened, and then they took me to the hospital. And I share that with you because that was a day that I hit bottom, I thought. Right. That was a day that I thought, you know, it can't get any worse than this, but it did. Because of that, the way I was raised, because of that, I didn't blame them. I blamed myself. Right. You know, right. Now I intellectualize it, but in those days, I didn't know why I was feeling that way, but I just felt like, well, I deserved it. Wow. And as a result of that, I became homeless, and I lived in a cardboard box behind an old drive-in theater in Lancaster. And I was suicidal, and it all came to a head. The bottom of my life was the day I literally tried to take my own life. I literally tried to take my life and failed at that, you know, and that was just, you know, kind of added to my own worthlessness. And, but what changed me, ironically, was